Okay, I wanted to make a video discussing bone broth and the many benefits that it has. I discovered it a couple years ago. I read about it when I began my weight loss journey, and it sounded like something that may be beneficial because it has a lot of benefits, but I didn't do anything with it until recently. So bone broth is basically a broth that is made from simmering of animal bones for a long period of time. And then those bones release the good minerals into the broth, and they do it in a way that we can absorb. It becomes a gelatin, and it's something that provides like so many benefits, such as it helps with collagen. It's like it could be a supplement, it supplements with collagen. It reduces the appearance of cellulite, loose skin, puffiness, and wrinkles, gives you a more youthful appearance. And then it helps protect your joints. It helps your immune system, and it boosts your metabolism. And it can help iron out any digestive issues. It definitely assists with like food sensitivities and allergies, getting those back on track. It levels out inflammation, and then it has good probiotics in it. It also helps to detoxify your body, and it rids your body of waste and promotes use of the liver in a way that removes the toxins. So it has like plenty of benefits, so many benefits based off of what I researched. And so recently I decided to try it, and I tried it like a month ago, making bone broth myself. And you can also buy it. It is available in stores. If you're buying it, I'd be careful to like make sure. Some people want their bone broth to be made from grass-fed animals only. So just read the ingredients in it. But bone broth is basically a broth, just like you would have with your soup when you go buy chicken broth and beef broth, except for it's made from the bones. So usually in those chicken broths and bean broths, there's like additives in it that you may not notice if you're not paying attention to the ingredients. So making the bone broth myself was important to me because I like to do things like a do-it-yourselfer. I'm always doing stuff on my own, and it's either gonna work or it doesn't. But I did try it out, and what I discovered the first time I made it, I didn't make it right, and I could tell because it didn't gel. It was more liquidy than it should have been, and I think I added too much water, and then the flavoring was off, so I didn't spice it or season it enough for my taste buds. So I did try that though, and I did like a 46 hour bone broth fast. So a bone broth fast is something that you're fasting, but when you do consume something, you're only consuming like bone broth and liquids that have no calories. So during that time that I tried it out, like I said, I don't think it was made properly in order to get the maximum benefits from it. So I decided to try it again, and I just began the fast. Today is Friday, so Tuesday night about 9 p.m. was the last time I ate. So it is now Friday about noon, and I am going to break my fast before I plan to. The maximum benefits from what I've gathered reading is for them to kick in, it's about 3 days. You can go a little bit longer if you're doing like a straight bone broth fast. So 72 hours was my original goal. I'm breaking my fast because I have some things to do. I'm actually really good with, the fast right now. I'm not hungry. I just had a cup of bone broth this morning, and I felt pretty great. But I have some things to attend to, and it's gonna involve eating with another person. So I'm gonna break my fast lightly with like a veggie salad, maybe some tuna on the side. So but basically the benefits I'm trying to gain from my fast is first of all, clarity. Like fasting of any sort really gives you clarity, but also collagen. I need collagen. I have a lot of loose skin from my weight loss, and I would like to, get it lessened if possible in other formats than surgery first. So I'm into trying things that will help with that. And then also my digestion has been off for like a few months now. So I really would like to get that resolved so that when I eat, I don't feel like, my stomach is going to detach from me. So that's why I'm doing it. It also helps with weight loss, and it also helps with weight maintenance. Now, I'm not trying to lose any more weight, but I would like to try different things to maintain my weight. The thing about our bodies is that it gets used to whatever you're doing. So if you're doing something for a certain amount of time, you're eating one way, you're eating at certain times of the day, your body gets used to that eventually, and it stops doing whatever it was doing before to keep you where you were, if that makes sense. So in maintenance, I've realized like different stuff that I have to try in order to maintain, and so therefore I feel like adding in a longer extended fast will be good for me in many of those ways I just listed. I do intermittent fast or time restricted fasting, whatever you want to call it, every day. I don't really eat breakfast except for every blue moon, and sometimes I skip lunch too. It just depends on how I'm feeling. If I become super hungry, I'm gonna eat. If I don't notice until I get hungry and it's late at night, then I'll eat. So that's how I've been going about things. But I have wanted to try extended fasting, and not necessarily with bone broth. I wanted to try it with just like water and black coffee, but I haven't tried it because I don't know why. I don't know if I was nervous about it, or I just couldn't make it past the amount of hours. The maximum amount of hours I've done with nothing, it's like, except for liquids, was like 36 hours. But I haven't gone any further. And for maximum benefits of any fast, it's about 3 days from what I gather to get your maximum benefits. So I tried it this week, like I said. I'm about to break my fast with the kale salad and cucumbers. It was pretty good. Once you get into like the second day of your fast, I would say, once you pass 36 hours or so, it's very like smooth sailing from there. It's like when you go on an airplane and you get your, I don't even know the proper term, but you know what I mean. You're going in the air and then you start coasting, and it's like smooth sailing from there. You don't have any turbulence, you don't have any issues. So I can definitely say that, like, if I didn't have this things to attend to later, I would probably keep going just to see, at least another day or a half a day. But I have tips that I would like to share. So as far as like how to prepare for a fast, any fast, not just bone broth, you definitely want to make sure that you eat properly ahead of time. And when I say eat properly, I mean like not gorging a whole bunch of food to see how long it lasts in your body, but to eat good protein, healthy fats, consume things that will keep you satisfied for a longer period of time. And then I would also suggest avoiding working out. It really depends on what you can handle. Everybody is their own individual, and it really depends on what kind of workouts you're doing. So I do like time intensity training workouts, and I often use weights and resistance bands. So for me, I did work out 2 of the days that I was fasting. After that, I was like, I don't want to put too much in my body. So it really just depends on you. But you get, usually when we work out, we get, we need to put that energy somewhere. And it's usually that you feed your muscles with food. So if you're fasting, it's probably not a good idea to, really do too much strenuous working out. A walk, a light jog for a few minutes, for sure. Stretching, for sure. But like cardio and lifting like heavy weights, I would not recommend that. But that's, you know, to your discretion, of course, if you're going to try a fast. Also, I would say to keep busy. Keep busy, and I said that in one of my last videos, because when you're sitting still and you have nothing much to do, it makes you, depending on what you're doing, it might want you, I'm sorry, you can tell I've been fasting for 3 days. It might make you want to eat, you know, it might make you want to throw something in your mouth, especially if you're in the house with a whole bunch of food or snacks. So I would say keep busy, but with that being said, I want to add keep busy with things that are not too strenuous. Nothing that's too taxing for you. When I tried my first bone broth fast that I was mentioning earlier, and it lasted for 2 days, I had to cut it short because I had something else to attend to, and I was having a small gathering, and I had to cook food and go run errands and set things up. So when it was all said and done, when I got to the point of cooking and chopping veggies, and I was like, okay, this is not gonna, I'm not gonna be able to, like, to keep going at the pace that I want to. So I fed myself so that I can get more energy. So with fasting, I noticed that there's a thing called faster's high. So if you haven't heard of it, it basically feels like you get like a adrenaline, but it comes in a different way, at least for me. It feels like I have so much energy and clarity in my mind, but my body moves slower than I'm accustomed to it moving. So my productivity levels are lessened as a result. So I would definitely recommend, you know, doing a little bit of things. You know what you can handle. Like I can run errands, I can clean up, I can spend time engaging myself in a hobby, but I don't want to, you know, have a whole bunch of kids over and I'm having a sleepover with them for my son or something like that while I'm fasting for an extended amount of time, if that makes sense. So the bone broth is low in calories, it's high in minerals, it has a lot of different minerals that are good for our bodies that we, you know, may find scarce in our regular eating and in supplements. So it's a lot of information online about it. It's a lot of, I've seen even videos on YouTube with doctors talking about it and the many benefits that it has. So I would definitely check them out for further detail. But I did want to do this, and I wanted to do a update on how my fast went. Sleep at night, since, you know, after 24 hours, the first day at 24 hours, it was really, I wasn't able to fall asleep well. So sleep was lacking. I felt wide awake in bed, not tired at all. And that's what I meant about the energy. I'm laying there, but I couldn't fall asleep, and it took like hours for me to fall asleep. So that's one thing that I think is common in fast, and that I experienced during this one. Also, though, when I woke up in the morning every day during this fast, it's like I have energy. Like I sat up in the bed like, okay, let's go. I'm not sleepy. I didn't feel groggy or sluggish. I just felt like I was ready for the day. So that's good. And then what else can I say about it? I didn't experience many hunger pains. I didn't drink as much bone broth as I should have or wanted to, because I'm used to fasting, so I'm used to not having breakfast and lunch. But after 24 hours, it probably would have been useful for me to get the more bone broth in my body by taking some in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night on a regular schedule. So I haven't had that much. Like I had like a cup a day, and that's a nice size mason jar, glass size, but it wasn't enough, I don't think. And other than that, like I made my son food, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm preparing it, it looks delicious, it smells even better, but it didn't make me, you know, feel like, oh, I'm gonna break my fast, you know. So it's really a mental thing, and that's also another thing that you get a benefit from it, if you look at it that way, is being able to complete a task or a goal that you set for yourself or do something like that is a good feeling that you get internally. It's like a feeling of power. It's like a feeling of I can, you know. So that's a great feeling, like, if you know what I mean. So but bone broth doesn't have to be used as a fast. It can be used as a supplement, just like you take your vitamins as supplements. You can just drink a cup of that with your food daily. Or you could use the bone broth to make soups and cook with it and other foods. You know, make gravy with it or whatever you can put something savory in. You can use that for it. So I think that from this point forward, I am going to try to add in at least a 3-day bone broth fast into my regimen. And I'm not sure what time frame I'm undecided. I think I might go for like once a month. And then after that, if I can get with that easily, I can go to twice a month. Just to, keep everything aligned and keep it going. And if I can make enough bone broth, it would be nice to supplement with it throughout, the week, every week. So it's something that I'm thinking about doing on a regular basis to see, if I really long-term over time, if it's helpful for all that I know that is proven to be. I think that's pretty much all that I want to discuss. I am gonna try to, I did record a video of me making the bone broth, so I'm gonna try to post that soon for anyone who's interested in knowing how to make your own bone broth. It's pretty simple. You just take your bones, cover them with water. Bones that you save from what you ate, or you can locate bones that you can buy at a local, butcher or place like that, meat market. And you simmer them on low, like I did in my crock pot. Some people do it in their pressure cooker, some people do it on the stove. Crock pot is easier for me. Add a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar because that helps break down the bones so you can get the maximum benefits released from the bones. Season your water because it is a broth. So since you're drinking it, you don't want it to just taste like nothing like it did for me the first time. You want it to taste flavorful so that it tastes like soup. It's like a meatless, veggie, empty soup when you drink it. So also add vegetables. I didn't do that the first time. I did it the second time. And I'm sure that along with adding the extra spices really assisted with the flavor this time. So I added a couple onions, some carrots that I had. You can add celery. And just let it simmer for at least 24 hours if you're doing it in the crock pot. And then you just sift it. You sift it and then you store it, and it can be frozen. So you can take it out and use it later. And you'll know if it's right when you let it cool all the way and it's gelled. It will be like a jelly form. And I'm actually probably gonna throw a picture or something like that in here so you can see how the finished cooled off product looks. But yeah, I am just wanting to share what I'm doing right now and look into it.